right, so welcome back to Studio 39, aka the Bear Cave, man. I'm Rob Odie. Like we do every time, we got a young man with another story to share. But before we do all that, please hit that subscribe button. Continue to help us grow this platform, man. We're doing real big things, and I couldn't do it without your help, so I really do appreciate it. So with that being said, man, let's get into it. Tell us who you are, where you're from, man, all that fun stuff, and we'll have some good conversation.
My name is Justin Mitchell. I'm a sophomore at Drake University. I play wide receiver there, outside receiver to be specific. From Winslow High School, Winslow, Illinois. Shout out to 217.
Okay. Illinois, man. I've been dealing with a lot of Illinois boys here recently, man. I got Fist Football
Yes.
Academy out of the Illinois area, right? And then I had a handful of their guys. So good deal, good deal. So you're a sophomore at Drake, right? So you had a freshman year, you got to play freshman, right?
Yes, sir.
So you
Uh,
got to suit up and put some pads on, a little
yeah.
different than this year. So walk me through a little bit of about your freshman year.
My freshman year was good. That was my freshman year was the year we actually played Iowa State. Um, that
Okay.
was gonna be a game I was actually suited up and dressed to play in, and when we went there, the result turned out really different for us. They were the 24th team ranked in the country,
Yep.
and we went to play at Jack Trice, and 24-27 we ended up losing, but we were uh, on their 20 with 3 minutes to go with down three. So it was just a crazy game. I think that at that time it was actually the largest betting spread. I mean, the largest spread of point spread of any like betting in college Division I football history.
Oh, that's
So that
crazy.
was crazy to walk out of there.
So my
On
man
losing my
SVP featured that on Sports Center then, right?
yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah. Because just being a mid-major school, man, it's sometimes hard to get like that recognition that some of the big time schools be getting. But
Yeah,
it
for
was cool to
sure.
have that and be acknowledged.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, anytime you can get put on the national, spotlight, man, that's always a bonus, right? So
Mhm, yes, sir.
so you suited up. Did you get to play any?
No, I did not. We, honestly, we were all expecting that, we had a lot of good competitors on our team, but
Sure.
we didn't expect that result that day. But it ended up being a really rainy day.
Okay.
Um, And our coaches, I remember our coaches that day talking about it being that's our kind of weather, and that's what brings up the dog in us. And so we ended up going out there in the rain, and we just like I don't know, it was just kind of like one of those miracle days.
Just
Everything was
went out there and
falling out.
showed out, right?
Yeah, it was just crazy, man. But no, I didn't. But I got to witness, some great ones. My boy Devin Cates, he's still trying to look for an NFL home. He scored a big touchdown, number one for us, because we're kind of known as tight end U. So pretty cool to watch him play and be good friends with him and just grow off his abilities. So
Yeah, man, that's big. That's big. So let's talk a little bit about you, right? So let's talk about some of your specific strengths. Where do if I were to talk to your high school coach, right, or even your current coaching staff, what would they say are some of the strengths that make you stand out, compared to the guy beside
yeah, man, I would say I think everybody would say about me is that I have, the killer mentality and that I kind of got that mom mentality, and I'm the hardest worker on the field. I'm the first one there, the last one to leave. Always trying to perfect my craft. I truly believe in that. Nothing is given; it's always earned, and
you? That's for
you
sure.
you got to put in the dedication and hard work to get what you want. I believe a lot of people in this world have abilities, but it's just what you use your time on to
That's it.
perfect your craft. So I would say that is like the number one thing. And then I would say from a football standpoint, like as far as my game, I'd say they say I catch 50-50 balls. I make those tough catches. Um, and I make for, some areas that I can improve on by making those tough catches sometimes. You know what I mean? I'll make a mistake in the route, but then I'll make the tough catch.
Okay.
Where it could have been I was open by 5 yards if I would have just,
Yeah, yeah.
so
No, I got you. So
but those are
let's
like one character trait and one football trait that kind of define I would say define me.
Yeah, man, that's big. That's big. So, let's take that and kind of feed off it, right? So where's what's a certain area of opportunity for you? What's something that you're working on, right now, that's your focal point on getting bigger, better, stronger, faster at?
I mean, I've been running a lot of hills lately. Old Jerry Rice, I was reading something about him, and he used to run hills crazy amount of hills. So I've been doing that lately because I just like think it really improves your acceleration.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I'm just trying to have that extra burst. I'm a bigger guy, so if I can have a burst and they can put me and make me more versatile as far as getting me in the screen game and getting me to be able to run those jet sweeps and stuff like that, it makes me a way more versatile player on the field. And not only am I able to have other people motion to get me open as far as like catching a matchup where I can catch a vert, but have matchups for me where I'm getting a screen and taking somebody away on the other side of the field for to get somebody else open. You know how it is.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, for sure,
the
man.
chess of football.
So, obviously you've got a handful of talent, right? You got a little bit. It got you to the next level, play some D1 ball, right? And then that brings us to current state, right? Obviously 2020 is a brand new beast. You know, good, bad, or indifferent, man. I'm looking forward to being over. But
Yeah,
nonetheless,
yeah,
man.
right. Amen to that, bro.
so so with that, man, what's your current status? Obviously, I'll let you fill in the gaps, but you've entered the transfer portal. If you don't, you feel free to speak on that kind of, candid or open minded, whatever you want to share. I'm all ears, man, on how that became
Yeah,
a thing.
so I mean, I went to Drake for 1.5 semesters.
Okay.
And I've enjoyed it there. I've met a lot of really great people, met some friends that I'm gonna have for the rest of my life.
Yeah, for sure.
I really love Todd Steps as the head coach there. He's I think is heading in the right direction, but sometimes it just doesn't work out for you personally.
Yeah, yeah.
Some in some areas, but there doesn't always have to be animosity with transferring, and it's a very actually like a lot of like way more common than a lot of people would
Oh
expect.
yeah.
And you notice it more when you're an athlete, and you probably understand that. But I love the program over there. It just wasn't a perfect fit for me. So I'm trying to move on and trying to reach my ceiling. And so I've entered the transfer portal, like you said. And that is a tough process. It's like going through recruiting all over again, except you're doing it even more so on your own
Oh
because
yeah.
you know you start from nothing. You're just in a little log of all these other players,
Oh
and
yeah.
you gotta kind of in high school everybody's like coming to your games or they're talking to you on the phone
Your
and
coaching
and they're
staff's,
calling up your
helping
yeah
you out and all that. Yeah.
yeah yeah. And so when you enter the transfer portal, and I mean my head coach helped me make film and stuff like that, but it's a difficult process, being transfer portal and trying to work through that and navigate that by yourself and know the little intangible rules you gotta
Oh
know.
yeah. NCAA's got a few of them, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Just a few, right? So
yeah, for
let's talk
sure.
about some opportunities, right? Obviously you've been in the transfer portal. You've had some conversations. If you want, by all means, you can share, what some of those conversations have looked like and kind of how they got started.
Yeah, so I kind of had some contacts from uh when I had been recruited out of high school that I'd still kind of not really stayed in touch with, but we had still followed each other on social media and liked
Oh
each
yeah.
other's. And so I started with them. I was blessed. I've been in the transfer portal for about a week now, almost
Okay.
exactly, I would say. And I'm blessed to have a lot of interest. Um, the biggest thing is if I would say, trying to give advice to somebody, ever in my situation, I would say, make sure you get that college film because those D1 schools, that's what they look at. That's what they want. High school's all good and all, I was all stater. I said, career receiving records,
Sure, sure.
career catches records, all that stuff. That's great and all, but when you get to college and you're playing D1 ball, it's a whole different animal.
Completely
And
different beast.
yeah, yeah, it's tough, man. And it's tough at all levels in the NCAA for sure, because that's where my most experience lies. I'd say it's not with other areas, but it's just crazy. So, but I would say totally, have that college film ready for them, and it's going to be a wild ride, and you're going to have to navigate it on your own. So.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. So, with the transfer portal, at what point, are you able? Like if you had an opportunity right now, are you able to make that commitment and make that move, or is there a time frame, or how does that work? For folks that might go into your situation and enter the transfer portal.
Yeah, so with it being me trying to transfer in between semesters, which I would recommend, but this is kind of a tough time, but it's kind of a good time because you get that spring. I'd get spring to play and be eligible. Um, and kind of have that fourth season because I would technically normally have 3 years of eligibility left.
Yeah, yeah,
But with that spring season that's happening right now, it's not set in stone, but it's expected to be happening that I'll get to play 4 years. But yeah, I'm ready to make a decision, but it's kind of moving fast. It's really,
yeah. I'm sure.
yeah, it's faster than in high school because you got kind of months on months, and they start recruiting you even like late after your sophomore year. And so you're kind of always in the back of your mind, got it mapped out. But now it's just like you're kind of going off past experience and who you know and who you're comfortable with or who already
Sure.
recruited you. Like I got guys that recruited me at one school that are now at another school that are recruiting me be
Nature of the
just because I
business.
like that guy, so it's a crazy process. But I have three unofficial D2 offers, and then one I think probably I'm gonna get tomorrow. I got a phone call coming from them, and
Okay.
then I got some interest from EIU and North Dakota. I would say those are places that are looking to offer me if they like my college film.
Okay.
And I've been talking to some other guys, but other D1 guys, but it's not as serious. And a lot of people will reach out to you just to see what the area is or the water is at your university,
Sure.
kind of just almost in a way be kind of nosy, and trying to figure out,
Sure. Sure.
what's going on, what's the water like, how's that program doing over there? Especially, I feel like I've experienced that from like other uh universities in our conference, which is kind of weird, but so but it's yeah, yeah, right, for sure.
Cool,
Yeah,
man.
I'm just learning as I go, and it's trying to provide, especially younger guys that ever want to be in this
Cool.
position, to try to make that move for themselves, to try to reach their capabilities
Oh
if
yeah.
they have some background.
Yeah, man. Like, obviously on social media right now, Twitter specifically, man, it's like, decommitment, central right now, right? Everybody's
Yeah,
decommitting
it's
from one
crazy,
program
man.
to the next, and then I've never seen the transfer portal, this inflated. You know what I mean? Like everybody's
Yeah,
transferring. I mean, 2020 is just outrageous, man. Like I said, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm looking forward to it being over, man, and some form of normal getting back to life, man. But so look, um, you know, obviously, you've got a couple of a big decision coming up, right? And like you said, you're kind of ready. You kind of got it in your head. You're ready to make your decision, but hopefully that'll come sooner or later. But by all means, hopefully more blessings will come and give you a harder decision, right? Because a harder decision is a better decision. But nonetheless, man. So look, I appreciate you taking the time. We've chopped it up a little of this, little of that. It's a little different than my high school guys, right? But I think they can obviously learn quite a bit from this conversation alone, just because you know they too could be in that same situation with the way that the business of NCAA football works, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
crazy,
it's a
man.
business. It's it might be college to a student, but it's a business in real life, and that's just
Yeah,
the nature of it, right?
yeah.
So
The people are feeding their kids at the end of the day,
that
So
that's exactly it, right?
yeah.
So I am going to end it with the same thing that I do with my younger student athletes, man. I'm going to ask you a question that's pretty deep, and that's what motivates and what drives you to want to wake up tomorrow and be that much more successful than you were today.
That's a hard question, man, but I appreciate
That's deep,
it.
right?
Appreciate it. Yeah, sure. But I would say my mother and my father, man. I'm very blessed to have stable family and have two parents in my home, and they instilled work ethic in me, and provided me with everything that they possibly could in their situation. Tried to set me up for success, and all my brothers and sisters. And my mom, man, like she raised like four college athletes, which is crazy,
That's huge.
yeah, and three of them went D1.
Good for
So
your
like
mom,
that's
right?
crazy. Yeah, my mom's where I get all my athletics. She was a professional ballerina, freak athlete.
That's
My dad
awesome.
not so much, but my dad's a good guy, and he just shows that wisdom. But yeah, just my parents, man, just making them proud and just continuing my legacy for my family, and trying to move forward and make them proud, man. That's really what it's all about, is the people close to you and your family.
That's
So
exactly it, man. So as long as you got something like that, inside, you're never gonna go hungry, right? You're gonna continue
yeah,
to
right. Amen to that, brother. Yep.
eat.
I'm gonna
So
live and
look,
die
man,
by that. I'm gonna live
I
and die by that.
appreciate it, right? So
Yep.
look, man, I appreciate your time. I wish you nothing but the best. Hopefully you get to find a new home very soon and get on the field. Because I'm sure you're itching just like, a lot of people around the nation right now. But Obviously you got teased a little bit, man. You got to put on some pads and have some practices just for him to
Yeah,
put it on pause, man. So look,
yeah,
I wish you nothing but the best for the viewers out there, man. Please continue to subscribe. Please continue to share. Let's blow this thing up, man. Let's get as many eyes on all these athletes, not just student athletes, man. We got, a young man looking to transfer, find a new home, continue his career, right? We talk to NFL players. We're talking to coaches, recruiters, man. Anybody and everybody that knows the game. I got a platform for you, and I want to have that conversation. So please continue to subscribe and share on all your social media. So with that being said, man, I'm Rob Bodie. This has been another episode of Spotlight 39. I appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk.